Are we gonna go get stoned?
Oh, no. Welcome back to Spyro Reignited Trilogy. We just finished up Stone Hill.
Corona bless you.
Corona bless you?
Yep, Corona bless you.
That's what Landon's been saying to me every time I sneeze lately.
Figured I would show off one of the many cute little animations Spyro does if you just stay idle. He'll do stuff like sneeze, look back at you with a raised eyebrow, and a bunch of other colorful
I swear the sneeze is new, because I don't remember the sneeze.
I think the sneeze... No, I think I remember him sneezing before. It might... Yeah.
No, I remember him looking around, and if you leave him there long enough, he'll look at the camera.
Anyway, this is Dark Hollow.
Oh, it looks dark.
Yeah.
I like what they
named.
did. I was gonna say, I like what they did with this level, because in the original, it has a nice design, but compared to this version, it's kind of featureless, because, like, they added this cute little bookshelf, and that's not the only, like, spot that they do that, but, like, they kind of add they add more of the world themings to this level.
I forget, how is that scripted to work? Because I know it's, like, amount-based, I think, where if you kill enough enemies with butterflies, one of the butterflies is going to be a 1-up.
I think so. With the butterflies, I believe it's 10 of them. While you're full health, will get you a shining butterfly for a 1-up.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you
another way that you can get a
It's you.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's you.
Yeah, you're welcome for rescuing you, asshole.
Yeah, you fucking ungrateful piece of shit.
How about you do some real work?
Go shove that feather in your dick hole.
So another way that you can get an extra life in this game, you won't see it a whole lot just because of the fact that, I'll explain a little bit more in a second, but you can also collect, in addition to gems and all these other things, there's these little orbs that will pop up from enemies who have already dropped their gems the first time you killed them, and that will add up in like a circle around Spyro's face on his little life counter thing, and if that fills up all the way, you can get a life that way. And then one more way that you can get a free life, I mentioned, we saw in the first part, is the little dragons that are in the blue treasure chests will also.
Yeah, it's mostly for like if you're revisiting levels where you're dealing with enemies you've already killed.
Or you die at some point in the level and you've already collected the gems. This guy decides he's gonna be a little bit tough, because he wants to keep turning around right when I'm trying to fucking kill him.
What a bastard.
Oh, that worked.
Okay, that looked like you cheesed it somehow.
Yeah, I like managed to get him on like the frame just as he was turning around. Who's this guy? It's Oswin.
Oh, it's a dragon.
Oswin.
Oh, it's you.
What the hell is he wearing?
Use the action button when you want to zoom in and look around.
The fuck's
Yeah,
an
in case you
action
haven't-
button?
In case you haven't already noticed, they actually added like materials and like clothes and like some other stuff to the dragons, because they used to just all be normal.
Yeah, because just like with the levels, like this is not like a book. Like this is basically like a little underground library sort of thing. This didn't have all these books and stuff on the wall in the original, and in addition to that, the dragons also, they're designed to more follow certain themes based on the world that they're in, so all of them are like, you know, arts and stuff like that, arts and crafts, all that cool stuff. You have the second world, which is a little bit more like gritty, and they're like kind of like beefy, like mountain kind of dragons, and then the third one, they really hammer in the fact that they're supposed to be like a magical world, so like all of the stuff like about magics and trickery and stuff like that. So like Toys for Bob did an excellent job really kind of hammering in the little details. Also, that's a beautiful full moon.
Yeah, I think when it comes to platforming, the biggest difference between Crash and Spyro is that Spyro is actually like true 3D, and Crash is kind of more like hallways.
I think that's why I liked Spyro as a kid growing up more, just because if I wanted like I don't know what it was, because I would end up getting into Sonic games, which are basically like fast versions of Crash games, but at the same time, it's like I don't know, just the roaming around, relaxing, highly detailed areas just feels so good. Also, I didn't have an N64 until after I had a PS1, so I didn't get to experience all the great 3D platformers like Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong 64. Like, I only really got to play Super Mario 64. I didn't get to really experience much else.
Hopefully that Donkey Kong was in quotes.
I've heard good things about Donkey Kong 64.
Great.
The only complaint is that it's really tedious sometimes.
Donkey Kong 64 is like a game that is the biggest pain in the ass to 100%.
Yup.
Oh,
It's a collectathon game with too many collectibles.
it's worse than Banjo-Kazooie.
Because each character has a specific collectible.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like certain colored bananas can only be picked up by certain characters, so you have to go to a fucking barrel to like switch to that character and pick up those
'Cause, like,
bananas.
I think what was it? Donkey Kong can pick up the yellow ones, but nobody else can.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an example.
Hey,
of it.
thank God that they might as well because only certain characters can get those. But thank God the super big bananas can't also only be picked up by certain characters.
See, there we go. Now we can collect some orbs.
Oh,
Now where are we
although
going?
We've got just a couple levels left, namely one regular level, and then we've got the boss level of this world, so we're gonna head to Town Square.
honestly, unless you die or something, I don't see you collecting too many of those orbs.
Yeah, no, you're not going to see me collect too many in this playthrough, just because at least in Spyro 1, especially, you don't really need to revisit levels. In 2 and 3, you definitely do. Although in 2, that's a totally different ball game with what happens with enemies when you beat them. But in Spyro 1, you can complete 100% every level on the first visit. So I will be doing that, and there won't be a need for us to go back.
Yeah, both Crash and Spyro honestly had like music that sounded like something you just kind of listen in the background, but like I feel like Spyro's was a little bit more energetic.
Nah, I really think that Spyro's soundtrack is superb, and Stuart Copeland did a fucking awesome job on it. And there's some real good jams. I mean, they're better
fuck's a right
music in the
stick?
second and third.
He dropped it.
What the fuck's a right stick? That's the video title.
Oh.
Remind Future Cloud to put the video title as "What's a right stick?"
Hey, Cloud.
Well, I mean, I know it's also because. Oh.
Yeah.
That thing.
Reminder to do that thing.
Yeah, reminder to do that thing.
Wait,
Thanks.
I can't remember. Is that specific chest in any of the Spyro games the one where you actually have to pick up the gem that shoots out of it?
Yes. It's only in this one though, because they took it out of the second and third game. But it's all over the first game.
Someone fucking told us
Thonk.
that already.
That
you
that
bastard.
keg said thonks, Spyro.
Thonks.
Thonk.
No, but I know
That's what
it's because
happens
they
when you
had.
think
Ow!
hard.
Ow.
Fucking rip. That's it.
I know.
LP
I know,
over.
I know it's. I know it's because they had to modernize it, but I like to think there's like a lot of fucking detail in this game because this is still a PS1 game, so it's still pretty short. So it's like they tried to cram as much shit as they could into it.
I mean, none of the Spyro games are like longer than 10 hours, even if you're 100%ing. This game in particular, you could technically breeze through it in the span of like a couple of hours, but if you want to 100% it, it takes like maybe 6 hours. Like, I mean, you could do it faster, but it's not a long game.
the same length of a Call of Duty game, but with more enjoyment.
A man running around here that is blue? Wrong series, dude. That's next month.
I was gonna say I think you got that mixed up with another platformer.
And he stole an egg? What is this? Sonic and the Secret Rings?
What is this, Billy Hatcher?
No, don't you dare! Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay,
but
so
Sonic and the
I
Secret
do-
Rings has that mission where you know.
I end up doing a jump cut at some point here because this flight, this little glide right here is a little tough. It's pretty tricky on your, especially in this version of the game because the altitude that you have off of your jump is a little bit different from the original, but I mean, it's a nice controlled environment, so it's not like you lose much or anything.
Well, I know that jump was being foreshadowed because the dragon you saved around that area told you that you get the highest glide at the height of your jump.
It probably doesn't help that this is the oddball of the series where you don't have the hover, because if you had the hover, that would have been trivial. But
well, yeah, I said it does
hover.
it does the Crash 1 thing where it takes away all your future upgrades, or it
Not
doesn't
the
let you
hover.
use them anyway. The hover. Actually, I can't remember now. Was the hover something you could just do into, or did you have to get that from Moneybags?
You get it from, like, you have it right away, and Hunter actually makes you learn how to use it at the very beginning of the first homeworld.
Oh yeah, Hunter teaches you.
No, you don't learn it though, because you have it from the first. Like, even when you enter in Glimmer, you have it. It's just that he teaches you how to use it and forces you to like get more accustomed to it, so you can get an orb from him.
All right, what's
But,
a
Well, I
pause
mean-
menu?
but you already have it.
If this is the 90s and you're coming straight from Spyro 1, you probably have no idea you even have it. So that's pretty much what he's there for.
Yeah. For veteran, you're gonna know right away that you have it, so.
That's what I hate about these fuckers, is that if they get like up to a certain point, they'll just fucking like jump all the way up a platform you can't get to.
Yeah, this one's one of the tougher ones too. God damn it. This one's one of the tougher ones too because just the path that he takes, you kind of have to just really quickly get him, or else he's going to make you have to redo that entire like glide.
Yeah, this is one of the guys that you have to do on a single cycle, or otherwise he forces you to restart. Not too many of those do that usually. Like usually you chase them in a linear circle.
I am not going all the way back to the portal to exit the level.
Oh, plus you get this fancy animation. I mean, it's kind of pointless because it saves your progress anyway. So it's like, what's the point of the portal?
It's there for convenience. If like you are right there, then you might as well just jump into it. But at the same time, it's like if you're far away from it, you may as well just exit through the menu. But now that we've actually managed to finish Town Square and the other two levels, we already did all three of the levels for this world. Now we can go fight the boss, even though we could do that earlier. But I'm doing it now.
Yay.
You know, if there's one thing I'm grateful for about the new, well, it's not really new anymore, but
Oh,
like,
before we do though, I do want to mention,
Oh.
this is a door. It looks very fancy, like it should lead somewhere.
doesn't-
Guess what? It does not. I was so pissed
But it's a
when
door.
when the game first came out. Like, everybody was like, there has to be something behind that door. They must have added something to this game, because normally that spot's just a bare wall. No, they
Yeah.
didn't add any. They didn't add anything behind the door. It's just there.
they troll the fuck out of you. Toasty!
It's like the 3 trees in the house in Sutopolis City that
Well,
block the stairs that go nowhere.
Yeah. You think that it leads somewhere, but it doesn't. We're gonna fight Toasty.
Well, I mean, I think that's supposed to indicate where you came from. Like at the beginning of the game, that's I guess the entrance you came from.
Yeah. It's probably assumed that the other side of that door is like the
Ow.
little place that they were hanging out.
Yeah.
Also, there's a new enemy in this level, and they're these dogs that these shepherds have. And I swear to God, they're the most annoying enemy in the game because you have to flame them twice.
Yeah.
Charging does not work, and the moment you flame them the first time, they do this jumping animation and then try to pounce on you, and it's pretty quick, so if you don't do it fast enough, they'll just hurt you. And I don't remember if I mentioned this, but your flame, it feels like it goes just slightly not as far in this remaster as the original, so you have to kind of get a little close.
This is the level with the chicken stilts.
Yes.
Because that's an enemy in this level.
Ooh.
I do not remember them doing that like immediate leap in the original.
They do it, it's just that the animation for it is a little different. But it's mostly true to the original. He pretty much does the same thing.
It's kind of a pace. It's kind of a pace killer.
Yeah, because like you have to stop what you're doing completely just to deal with them.
Actually, the enemy I just mentioned is another enemy that you have to flame twice.
We're going this way first.
Because first, he's like some like I think rogue figure, and then when you burn him once, you burn off his like robe and reveal that he's like a chicken on stilts.
I managed to avoid that by getting out of the way. And they do kind of like follow where you're going to be headed while they're jumping up in the air ready to like pounce on you. So you kind of have to stay moving if you're going to avoid them.
Can I just say, the only reason why I don't like... I mean, I don't hate them, but I don't like the enemy designs as much in Year of the Dragon because they're all just fucking Rhinox. Like, there's no, like, difference. Like, there's no, like, different enemies like there is in 1 and 2.
I think I smell a barbecue.
Be careful, Spyro. Toasty has many tricks up his sleeve.
Oh?
If he doesn't have sleeves, then you're out of here.
He does
You're
have
fucked.
sleeves.
That thing. That's the guy you gotta hit
Yes.
twice.
So Toasty is supposed to be a giant scarecrow, but it's not really.
A scarecrow. Or no, it's a goat, not a chicken.
Oh,
yeah,
boy,
and
all of these
Toasty-
enemies we've just dealt with.
Yeah, so basically, Toasty.
No, that's a chicken. Or is it not? I can't tell.
It's impossible to know.
It's impossible to know. It's a goat chicken.
Yeah, it's a goat, and he literally just spends his entire time avoiding you while you have to deal with the fucking dogs.
What the hell's a trophy?
Also,
It's the thing you get when you do good things.
also Sparks reacting to being damaged is new. Because he's more like droopy.
Well, that was fun.
Now we go to space.
So, in the next part, we're going to take on the flight level for this world and then head on to the second world of the game.
Are the flight levels like Sky Chase?
No. They're actually fun. You get to do things and control
Well, they're
the game.
they're flight levels, but you can also run on the ground.
You'll see when we get to part 3.